Hi everyone, and welcome to the new episode of our Brown Bag Meetup series. I'm your host Alik Talipov, and if you're new here, this event is brought to you by the Blockchain Professionals community, which is supported by EPAM Systems. And we are kind of think space of blockchain enthusiasts, of blockchain engineers, and everyone who is interested in the early adoption of this technology. And we also have many other interesting activities such as global hackathons, competitions, articles, podcasts. If you want to learn more, please visit our website or check out our social media pages. And without further ado, I'm going to invite our today's guest, Magzhan Ikram, who is a CTO and co-founder at Oraclus. And today we are going to deep dive into on-chain analysis. Hi, Magzhan, how are you?
Hi, Malik. Good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming to us today. And let's start sharing your screen so that we could see it on the stage.
Yeah, sure. Let me
And
share my screen.
to our audience, I'd like to remind that at the end we will have a chance to go through the questions. So leave them in the live chat. And now we are trying to see the screen.
Give me a moment.
Mhm.
Can you guys see the screen?
I hope it works now. Yeah. So uh, the stage is yours, Magzhan. Good luck to you. Please a couple of words about yourself, and we are good to start.
Thanks. So we are Oracles, and I'm the CTO of this company. So Oracle specializes in developing products within the blockchain analytics sector. So our product lineup includes offerings such as wallet analytics, inflow outflow tracker, and custom alerts. Um, our mission is to empower individuals, businesses, and developers with unparalleled transparency in the rapidly evolving landscape of Web3 and blockchains. Mm, so yeah, we have a great team. So with this team, we so far, I think, more than 2 years, we have been developing many interesting products. Mm, so Oracles is like the conversion of our experience in various product development and previous like ups and downs and testing our ideas starting from bull run of late 2020 and early 2021. So team is basically quite tech, and I myself has have 8+ years of experience in building tech companies. I have previously co-founded a deep tech company in Singapore, and Alibek and Yardaulet, these are my co-founders. Alibek has great experience in digital marketing. Yardaulet has great experience in UI UX. And we have here awesome team uh, who specializes in blockchain development, product development, front end, back end, and blockchain analytics. Our team resides mainly in Singapore and Central Asia. Yeah, so let me just now give a bit small outline about our presentation. So what I'm going to discuss during the next few slides is that our experience in terms of how we are building the blockchain analytics products and our view of blockchain data analytics or Web3 analytics products, right? And evolution of various use cases that we have considered over the past like few years. So basically, currently we support around 20 blockchains, which includes not just Ethereum-like blockchains, but Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Solana as well. We also have Yeah, the Ethereum, of course, and layer twos like Optimism, Polygon, Arbitrum One, and we also have BNB chain, and many more chains are on the way. We are also very active in terms of business development. We like to uh, keep in touch with industry leaders, not just in blockchain data analytics, uh, but other industries as well. This is our strategic partners. Wow. So um, we went through the acceleration of Founder Institute and Plug and Play. Then we have partners from, for example, Singapore, who specializes currently providing quantum crypto solutions. We have research institutes. We have uh, Dexis, who specializes in crypto derivatives, and our strategic partners like Blockchain and Tree who are leading blockchain explorer providers. So today I will basically talk about um, three. So I will consider three use cases which we are currently working on, and we have been working on so far. And these three use cases related with these industries where some of them acts as customers, some of them are just users, some of them are partners. So industries that we see that next use cases that we are going to consider who are interested are basically the trading bot builders. These are the crypto exchanges, then wallet providers, investors, the retail, of course, and financial institutions. So, so first use case that we're going to talk about is classical. It's wallet analytics. Here, when we started talking to various industry players, we have concluded that there are like so of course there were like lots of questions in terms of how we can approach the analytics. We have checked like bunch of solutions like native starting from native scanners of particular blockchains to like crypto aggregators, but still the question remains interesting, and still there is a uh, you can find various solutions and projects who approach to answer these questions from various ways, right? So we also have started from the wallet analytics, which is basically the like backbone of whatever analytics that you provide. So here we try to answer like three questions, and we are still working on it. So first is what's the value of assets held in this address, which tokens and assets are considered valid, and who this address belongs to. I think, for example, these two questions are quite interesting. So, for example, when you, of course, when you try and go, for example, scanners like Etherscan, um, you can find like detailed information about particular wallets information. So starting from like breakdown of various ERC20 tokens, what kind of NFTs they have, and yeah, they recently started showing the NFTs as well. Um, but like the question still remains like from where they get the price, and uh, so who dictates the price and how they get the price, right? Of course, for particular for some industries, for example, the token of the price is not that crucial. So for example, you can get the moving average of that particular token and say that, yeah, this is the price. And if let's say, if it's listed in specific, for example, crypto aggregators, then we can say that this token is valid. But if you need like more specialized tool where you need to like provide where you need to build a portfolio, where you need to estimate the portfolio with certain precision, then you have to get the prices not from these aggregators, but from, for example, directly where these tokens are listed, right? For example, the dexes and exchanges. So we felt that we have to like fundamentally approach these questions, and we are also working on this. And who this address belongs to, I think this is also this question also quite interesting in terms of how we solve. For example, just Arham, they have like a special program where labeling a particular address, that this address belongs to this person, is the their like entire business, right? So and many other companies has like various different approaches. Here we also trying to come up with our own methodology of how we can show and what we can show, also valuing the privacy and issues related to like data privacy, right? So currently, if if I uh, if I, for example, open our website, you can find the APIs, API documentation, and if you go to this API documentation, so we have here like Swagger, and so for example, in just one single API, we're trying to pack whatever information which we can get about this wallet from just one single API, right? So, for example, who is the owner, like labels. Labels might be different, not just owner, like what's their interest, starting from their interest, and so like maybe it's a trader, maybe it's a whole, he likes to hold some holder, or he's a whale or something like along this line. And of course the transactions, the assets, and of course the like inflow, outflow from this wallet. So for example, if you go to one of the blockchains, so for example Ethereum, you can like get a bit more detailed information. So this is our version of providing information about particular address. Okay, the next case that we are working on is related to token holder analytics. So this case is very interesting because this has started with the idea of whether it's possible to like specialize and solve the problems in the Web3 marketing space. And the main goal is here is, yeah, can we create the Web3 version of Google Ads? And if we're trying to build a Web3 version of Google Ads, then how we can build that? And of course, the underlying questions that we need to address is how many users does this particular project have, how active are they, from which projects they are coming, and what's their age. And yeah, when you ask this kind of questions, of course, then you start thinking, okay, there are projects where there is a token, but there are lots of projects which doesn't have a token, right? And how we can articulate or like properly provide a notion of what's user and what's not. If you have a token, let's say, how we can we consider users, for example, who just connects their wallet to a particular service, or the users we can consider as users who actually holds the token of this particular project, right? And this is the case when you have a token. But let's say if you don't have a token, and how we can assume that this user has this project has this amount of user if it doesn't have a user. So it so here what we are trying to do approach is that how we are trying to approach is that how we can address this kind of questions in such a way that when we provide the data to various stakeholders, uh, we could give much or as much information as possible so that we could provide value to the stakeholders as well as they can get the answer in terms of their marketing campaigns, right? Yeah, of course, how active are they? So how many, for example, so it falls into question like you get the transactions from this smart contract or from this particular address, then you basically need to um, sort out it sort these transactions in such a way to understand how many times this particular wallet interacted with this smart contract, um, and uh, and estimating, okay, if we say that this particular address like um, interacted with particular contract maybe once a week, then we can consider it as active, right? So this kind of solutions we have provided for this question. So from which projects they are coming. So this is also very important. So for example, let's say holder of one token, so gaming token is also active, for example, in liquid staking, right? Or he has lots of staked ethers. So what does it mean? And you try to, based on the like you basically get the transactions of a particular contract, then you do the estimation for particular months, getting information about token holdings of these addresses. Then you try to estimate, yeah, which project has which which project has similar user base, right? Then it basically provides marketing department or chief levels to say, yeah, okay, we can offer something together to these users, right? And what's their age? This is also important. For example, when we did lots of analysis in gaming projects, more than 50% of daily active users where the wallet age were less than 1 year, where if you go to DeFi projects, more than 50% of their daily active wallets were more than 1 year. So it was like between 1 and 3 years. So this also gives some information in terms of how marketing department can target their marketing campaigns when they when they perform their marketing campaigns, right? Uh, yeah, this is the another case that we have been working so far. So tracking inflow outflow of tokens. So we have started tracking inflow outflow of tokens from exchanges. So here, why we have started. So basically, here what we're trying to solve is to which questions we're trying to answer is how many tokens has in balance of an exchange, what's the flow of tokens. So why we did is that we basically identified. Yeah, that's. I think this is. If you are in a crypto space for a long time, you are aware of it. It's just that um, here, what we have tried to do is to plot it just one chart, and to get just this one chart, I think we have spent. I'm not sure, like 1 or 2 months just to get this chart, this beautiful chart. We had a hypothesis and we just wanted to prove this hypothesis whether it's correct or not. It turns out that yes, it's correct. So for example, so we have identified that there is a direct correlation, not always, of course, and most of the time. So for example, if there is a huge inflow of Tether USDT into text, so let's say if you get the wallets of all centralized exchanges and monitor and track the inflow of Tether USDT into the CEX wallets and draw this kind of chart and track the BTC price, and you will see this kind of nice chart. So for example, here on 4th of March, there was a huge inflow of like Tether USDT, and as you can see, it just a little bit dropped and went up. And here, there was a huge inflow of USDT in 17th of June, um, where it also affected again the BTC price. So you can do some perform some fundamental analysis, get this information, and maybe put into your, I don't know, for some maybe trading strategies or risk management strategies, and apply this kind of data in your into your business needs. Yeah, this is another example. So basically, what we have identified so far when we talk about on-chain analytics, yeah, first of all, so what we see now is some sort of pattern, right? When we perform on-chain analytics, you get some transaction from the blockchains, but yeah, just um, the transactions that you get from various blockchains, it doesn't mean anything. You have to give some meaning to that transactions, right? So of course, during the early days, you have to build explorers, you have to build an aggregator yourself. But now, since we have this on-chain analytics space is evolving, the Web3 analytics space is evolving, we have various interesting resources where you can get the data from various resources, then do some processing like cleaning, labeling and mapping, do some metric building, insight generation, then provide that information to like various industries, right? Like DeFi, NFT marketplace, wallets, exchanges, and protocols. So this is currently our pipeline, and this is what we have been doing so far. And this is our kind of solution that we are working so far. And this is our approach in terms of solving the problem of uh, the using on-chain data, so business problems of various industries using on-chain data, right? Yeah, so basically that's it. So I quickly went through the slides, and if you have questions, I would be very happy to answer.
So, thank you so much, Magzhan, for delivering your presentation. And
Welcome.
let's wait for questions if there will be some. Just a second, let me check the live chat, both on YouTube and our community platform. And before we get some questions from the audience, could you please tell me when was your company founded?
So it was founded in 2021, um, April.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay, and as for now, do you still feel yourself as a startupper, or are you uh, pretty confident about your business?
So I think so. The feeling of startup is still there. It's just that um, in what scale, right? Um, so I think the the problem that we are trying to solve here is yeah. So everyone talks about like blockchain data is available to everyone. It's transparent. But turns out that when you dig into the blockchain space, it's not that uh, the data analytics space, it's not that transparent as everyone says. So yeah, we see the problem here, and we're trying to make actually transparent. And I think that's why, yeah, that's why we are here.
And could you please remind how did you come up with this idea? I mean, did you have a certain problem with something in 2022, in 2020?
So the very interesting question. So the thing is, during the bull run, I used to spend like quite amount of time uh, in the blockchain world, and when there was lots of crypto projects are coming up, we saw like interesting patterns, like for example, some projects appears and starts inflating their token liquidity, and they start not following the tokenomics. And we said, okay, let's try to dig in and try to understand more. So turns out that if you look at the data, yeah, you can understand more, and also build a business around this. So this is how we have started.
Okay, just a second. Let me check the live chats once again. And in the meantime, how do you new users, customers?
So I think various ways. So we try to approach to our industry partners, and we try to approach through LinkedIn, and during the conferences we try to meet to them, and we ask for introduction through warm connections. So this is how we uh, yeah, so the pretty basic the way.
Uh, Classic sales method, right?
Yes, classical, yeah.
Okay, and maybe let's touch on the maybe on some advices to enthusiasts who are interested in this topic. And what would you advise? I mean, in terms of the skills or in terms of the knowledge, what are the most crucial things?
I think when it comes to the on-chain analytics or blockchain data analytics, or anyway, if you just enter into a blockchain space, there are lots of uh, materials out there. Just try to learn, and see whether your skills fit with the skills uh, whether your skills are there is a match between your skill and the material that you're going through. Then try to identify the problem, which problem you're trying to solve. And if you're trying to, for example, build a business around this, so my advice is that talk to various companies in this industry, get some advice, approach them. And the first, if you are quite technical, you can go up, you can participate in various hackathons, so mainly Web3 hackathons uh, online. If you're not technical, so what you can do, find a technical person and try to build something together. If you want to specialize in maybe in some special position, so let's say if you want to become a blockchain developer or you want to specialize in blockchain analytics, yeah, again, so you can try uh, various tutorials, right? And once you have some knowledge, you can visit our website and try our APIs. Uh, and again, question comes: so, what problem you're trying to solve, right? Try to articulate your problem with one question or a few questions, then come up with some solution. Then once you come up with solution, try to like build small MVP around that. Then just ask for feedback uh, with the UI in right direction. So then, yeah, just reiterate this process, and I'm sure you will get some like guidelines and advice in terms of where you need to move forward from that particular point.
Okay, and for those who are not that technical, for example, could you please simply explain in simple words how does on-chain analytics differ from some kind of traditional data analytics?
I think when you talk about yeah, data science, data analytics, so methodology is same, where you have to first of all uh, understand what problem you're trying to solve, right? Then second is, so there is something called exploratory data analysis, right? Before you're trying to solve some, maybe when you're trying to build chart, or you're trying to like make sense of this chart, or you're trying to build some machine learning model. So just try to um, go through that process, try to understand the data. um, the, you can still use that same tools that you use usually, like Python and maybe other ETL tools. Uh, and But there is a barrier. And there is a barrier in terms of how you get the data from the blockchain. So when it comes to that, you can try our tool, or you can visit other scanners and uh, try their APIs. Uh, and again, so once you have that data, process it, clean it, then visualize, and if it answers your question, then yeah, build a chart. If it doesn't answer, then reiterate the process.
Okay, and we have a question from Dmitro. He asks, is your API free?
Yes, currently it's free. Uh, you can go and play around.
Okay, and maybe let's touch on the monetization of your product. I mean, how do you, where does the money come from? Is it a
Yeah.
subscription as a service or?
So we are trying like various business models. Currently, if someone needs special metrics, we charge on that. If they need like API calls with a higher frequency, then we charge for that. And like various business models that we are trying. Basically. So it's a uh, standard business model which applies for like API based services.
Okay, and another question comes from the internal platform, but I'm trying to bring it to the stage. Can on-chain analytics be used to predict market trends or assets, assess the health of a blockchain ecosystem?
Yeah, definitely. So I think what you can try is so there are a few ways how you can get the data from blockchain, right? One is to build to bring up the node. The second is use the services like ours, where you can just register and get the transactions, and try to like get number of transactions. Then uh, then once you have that data, then you should explain to yourself what do you mean by assessing the health of blockchain ecosystem, right? For yourself, like what's the methodology, what kind of exact metrics you are looking at, based on number of transactions, based on number of tokens, and based on number of projects, based on number of developers who are based on like new wallets which are coming up. And based on, yes, on-chain analytics, you can uh, get that data and the answer to that question.
Okay, and I think that's it in terms of the questions from the internal live chat. And I don't see new questions in the YouTube's live chat as well. And maybe as a closing remarks, how do you see the field of on-chain analytics evolving in the next couple of years?
Okay, if you look at the history of how on-chain analytics were evolving, right? In general, blockchain analytics were evolving. So first, we had like a crypto aggregators which were oriented mainly towards like trading, where we had like CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, which are crypto aggregators, where in the main page you see the how price. So what's the price? Or what was the what's the percentage of how price has changed over the past like 1 day, 7 day, 30 days, what's the market cap and TVL, right? Then we see like in 2018, like 19, like more complex analytics tools like Messari and Nansen, where they try to answer more deeper questions like who's the whale, who's a whale and shark on this particular token, and third is now, so then we had like a community-based platforms like Dune, where now like one side can create their own dashboards and share with others, right? Um, since we, so our view is that we're going to have lots of uh, tools in the Web3 space, not just in Web3 space and Web 2.5 space. And we see that there is going to be lots of developers. And what we saw is that still getting the data from these blockchains require lots of resources. And yeah, why we can start from that and solve on these basic problems, right? Where you just have to register. You don't have to spin up like nodes, which is right now for Bitcoin, it's around 7 GB. For Ethereum, like few terabytes now. For other blockchains are quite same. So why they have to go through this? Just use our API and build your own app, right? And experiment on with the on your PMF and other stuff. I think the next evolution will be, of course, with AI. What kind of uh, use cases that you can build using LLMs, and how maybe getting plugging in together the LLMs and the blockchain data so that it can answer the questions maybe in different way. So in my view is that maybe dashboards are going to be interesting, but it's not going to stay a lot. So since so lots of stuff will be dashboard slash chat based, um, and yeah, and depends on again depending on business use cases. this interface UX UI is going to be this way, and on the backend side, we try to build more complex models which can answer more complex questions, right?
Okay, and I think that our audience will have a chance uh, to to play with your product, at least to see and have a look on your
Yeah,
solution
please
for
welcome.
the next couple of weeks. Yeah, and if there will be some questions after we publish this recording, please let us know, or write down in the comments, or contact us directly. And Magzhan, thank you so much for being with us today. And I'd like
Thanks,
to
welcome.
hear more about you, about your project from time to time. And thanks everyone who came today to our live session. Yes, and please visit oracles.com or Blockchain Professionals website to see all the news. And I'd like to conclude this webinar on this note. And thanks everyone once again. And bye bye. Cheers.
Bye, guys. Thanks.